Hi, the internet. Welcome to the What Else Show. I'm your host, Robert. This is Bethany.
Hi, internet.
And today we've got a brand new What Else Show for you. Bethany, what else are we talking about today?
Today we are talking about Ant-Man Quantumania.
That's right. We've got a spoiler-free review of Ant-Man and The Wasp, Quantumania.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. I forgot about the Wasp.
Yeah, the Wasp is in it.
She's in there.
Evangeline Lilly.
Yes.
Hope Van Dyne.
Yes.
God, I'm killing it.
You are killing it. Good job.
Bethany, let's get right into it. What did you think about Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania?
I thought it was fun. I thought it had a lot of potential. It did leave me wanting more.
I thought it was very okay. It was overwhelmingly fine.
Overwhelmingly fine. So we should mention this is the 31st movie installment.
Oh yeah, give us some details about Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania.
So the movie came out on February 17th, 2023. It's the 31st installment in the MCU. And it stars Paul Rudd, of course, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, and Michelle Pfeiffer. Those are the big ones.
Yeah.
I thought it had a lot of potential. I felt like it didn't really answer any of my questions.
Okay, let's dig a little deeper into this movie.
I feel like it was purposely evasive.
Tell me what you did like about this movie.
Most of the humor in the movie hit. I did enjoy the action scenes. I felt like that was very well done. I felt like the story was set up really well. Like I said, it gave me so many questions and it didn't really answer any of them. But I love Paul Rudd as Ant-Man.
So a highlight for you is Paul Rudd and his charismatic actor charm.
Yes, he's great as Ant-Man. He's great as Ant-Man. He's very endearing and he's one of the more humorous MCU characters. So I really enjoy Ant-Man.
So this is a weird thing to say, but what I enjoyed about the movie is it doesn't do anything wrong. Does that make sense? There's nothing...
To me it does, but elaborate a little
wrong
more
with
on
the
that.
movie. Everything that's happening in it is fine. The story is fine. The acting is fine. Mm-hmm. The humor is fine. Nothing's blowing me away, but nothing's like making me think like, this isn't very good. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes. I know what you're saying. Like there was never a point when I was watching it that I was like, wow, this is not a very good movie. So the entire movie, I never felt that way, but I did feel a few of the scenes kind of made me think, wow, this is still going on.
We're not into what we didn't like about the movie.
I'm sorry. What I did like was probably 99% of the pacing of the movie.
I thought the pacing was fine.
Like I said, like 99% of the pacing was fine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for me to say what I did and what I did not like about the movie because I just thought everything was fine. The special effects were fine, They looked like special effects. They didn't take me out of the story. They didn't pull me into the story more. There were a few cool scenes. There were a few scenes that were like, this is uninspired, right? But it doesn't really, nothing's in the movie is like swaying me either way. Mm-hmm. I feel like this movie has a very Star Wars, The Force Awakens aesthetic.
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
And I'm pretty neutral about that aesthetic. If I'm being honest. I don't love it. I don't hate it.
But that's not what we were expecting.
Yeah.
It's not really what we were expecting. Also, the movie itself was very Michelle Pfeiffer forward.
You think so?
Yes. Way more than I was expecting. And I don't particularly... It's not that I don't like her. I just don't... Like, I'm not like a diehard Michelle Pfeiffer.
I thought she acted very well in the movie. Let's get into what we didn't like because I'm going to talk about Michelle Pfeiffer in this sense.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Why don't you take it? Yeah.
Without giving anything away, in the movie, Michelle Pfeiffer is purposely vague about what is going on to a point that it's kind of annoying.
Yep.
Yeah.
Agree. 100% agree. Yeah.
Like, just tell us what's going on, Michelle Pfeiffer, and we as the audience will feel better. Maybe we can jump on board,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. It was purposely vague. And you're correct. It was annoying.
Yeah.
It was really annoying because she also would not explain why she was being so vague. It's okay to be vague, but like at least like tell us why you're being so elusive and so non-committal in your answer. Like, yeah, it was annoying.
But who cares? Look at all that action. Look at all that humor.
A lot of action, lots of humor. Most of the humor hit for me, but some of it didn't. And then some of the scenes I felt like this probably could have been a little shorter, or this probably maybe was not necessary. That kind
I
of
don't
stuff.
think this is a spoiler, but Bill Murray is in it. He's in the trailer.
Yes,
and he has
is in
an
the trailer.
underwhelming cameo.
Yes.
So if you're going to the movie to see Bill Murray in a Marvel movie, it's not really
Disappointing.
That's not the reason to go.
Yeah, one of the more disappointing aspects of the movie. Also, I felt like there was a lot of potential there to do more character exploration with some of the other characters, and they didn't really take advantage of that.
Let me get into this is really my biggest criticism with the movie, and it doesn't even matter because the movie's fine. My biggest criticism is they get into the finale of the film much too early. So they cut off all your interest in like the new characters, like the daughter and the villain. They don't really have time to be relatable. You don't have time to look at their perspective. You don't have time to get to know them, because like halfway into the movie, I would say, they get into the ending of the movie.
They do.
The ending starts. But that's fine because it's just fast-paced action from there.
Yeah.
Which is fun, and there's a little bit of storytelling that's going on there. It's a little too early. Let us interact with the characters a little bit more, so when we're in this action, we can care about what's happening to the characters.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. It was very, I wouldn't say it took me out of the movie, but it took me out of maybe caring enough about some of those characters.
Right. If you could care more about those characters as the finale was happening, maybe it would be good instead of, fine.
Just fine. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't have super high expectations for this movie. I can say that it was better than I thought it was going to be.
Wow.
Yeah, but I was still disappointed in several respects. But it wasn't a bad movie. I don't think I could say, like, it was not a bad movie. I was just looking for...
You were looking for a great movie, and this movie is just fine.
It didn't blow me away.
Didn't knock your socks off.
Didn't knock my
Didn't blow your
socks
hair
off.
back.
Right. Which, I mean, that's kind of Marvel's fault because they have set the bar so high, I feel like.
Can we get into this just for a second?
Sure.
Marvel has set a bar so high for themselves with, say, like Endgame, that you want all the movies to be Endgame. And it's just not going to happen.
It's not possible. They
have
just
to do
not possible.
So many things. They have to introduce new characters. They have to tie the existing story in. They have to make the movie funny. They have to make the movie action-packed. They have to... there's just so many marks that they need to hit to make it a Marvel movie. It seems difficult. And I feel like they're hitting the marks, but they're missing the mark of it being a fantastical movie. It's...
Right.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe it's too broad. Maybe that's the problem.
Maybe there was a lot going on. I felt like, maybe the story was a little bit too broad, and so that's why they couldn't really do very much character development and very much, really getting into the various character motivations.
Yeah, it's a simple story, which is fine.
Yeah.
But it's a simple story without a bunch of character development. And I feel like they get into the action and don't stop.
Yeah.
And the movie is lesser for it, which is crazy because I like action. And I liked watching the action. The action is pretty fun.
It was
But when
fun.
it's just a bunch of toys you're banging into each other, it's less fun.
Yes. And
it doesn't mean as much.
I mean, with the MCU, we're there for the story. We want to know the story.
I want it all. I'm there for all of it.
That's true. And this particular movie just didn't tick all the boxes for
I think it did tick all the
everything
boxes. They just didn't have big enough check marks.
Yes, but some of the character development was not even there. Some of the motivations were very non-existent. It wasn't even there.
Okay.
For some of them.
Bethany, I don't know if I can't get into spoilers
I don't know.
to argue this with you, but
Yeah. I don't know. That's just my opinion.
that's fine. Your opinion is valid, I guess. Do you wanna rate this movie, or do you want to keep railing on it?
I'm not railing on it. I did really enjoy it, but here's what usually happens after we go see a Marvel movie. When it's done, we usually talk about, or we look forward to going to see it again. And I don't have that level of hype.
Or seeing it again when it comes to Disney Plus.
Right. I don't have that level of hype.
Of interest.
Yes.
Did I miss something?
Yes.
Can't
wait to see it again.
Were there some nods or some cameos? Or
yeah.
Is there a really interesting action scene I would like to watch again?
This didn't raise my level of excitement for multiple viewings.
Yeah. I feel like the Marvel movies, for me at least, are getting to that place where they're not special anymore. They're just movies, which makes me sad.
That is so sad. That's so sad, but it feels like, I don't know, kind of feels like that's what happened.
Maybe this is the beginning, the first movie of Phase 5, so maybe once we're deeper into Phase 5, we'll really feel the need to see the movies.
Because I do feel like there's always a purpose in movies in the MCU for specific things happening or not happening. So I feel like maybe if we just hang in there, this will help tie into the other stuff that's going to be going on.
Or the more you look forward to it, the more you'll be disappointed.
I'm trying not to think that way.
Bethany, there was a time where I was like, God, I hope I don't get hit by a car because I'll miss Endgame and then I will be...
My life will just be over.
Be a ghost because I have unfinished business on Earth.
Yes. This was not one of those.
Yeah. All right, let's rate it.
Okay, let's rate it.
All right, Bethany, why don't you give us your number rating for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania?
I will give it a 3 out of 5 with a recommendation. I think as part of the larger MCU. If you're into the MCU, I feel like you do need to see it. I feel like.
And you know what's crazy? I'm also going to give it a 3. Apparently, it's my favorite number to give out. I'm going to give it a 3, and I'm going to give it a recommendation. And I actually recommend this movie for anybody to watch. Even if you're not familiar with the MCU, I feel like you don't need to be that much. I feel like you could just...
That's a good point.
I feel like you could just walk into this movie and sure, you won't know exactly what's going on with all of the characters, but it's so easy to watch.
It is.
That it might spark your interest to go back to the other Ant-Man movies or the other Marvel movies just to kind of figure out what's going on. But I don't think it's gonna add that much.
That's an excellent point though, because I did like that was completely lost on me until you said that, because it does a good job of setting some there's like a minimum amount of context you need, right, to watch the movie, and it does a good job of setting that context.
Yeah, I think
so. You're right. I agree with that.
If you're not into the Marvel movies, you could go ahead and start here, and if you like this movie, maybe you'd get into it. If you hate this movie, well, it's probably Marvel movies are probably not for you.
Yeah.
But if you even simply like, oh, that was interesting. Yeah, you might want to get into the whole thing.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Start with Iron Man.
Yep.
Iron Man 1. Watch it up because that's a great one.
Watch it up. Okay.
Okay, should I take us out?
Yeah, Robert, take us out.
Thanks for watching, Internet. You can follow the show on Twitter at What Else Show. We're also on Instagram at The What Else Show. Please like, subscribe, and share on YouTube. Did you see Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania? Let us know in the comments. Bye, Internet.
Bye, Internet.